Okay, looking at 2.8 number 6, it asks you to use the intermediate value theorem to find an interval of length 1/2 containing a root of the function. A root, remember, is a 0. F of x equals x cubed plus 2x plus 1. Okay, and so you kind of need to know where to get started here. What you might want to do is just kind of note, and this you might look at with your calculator, or you can just sort of plug in values and sort of what you're looking for is a sign change. F at 0 is equal to positive 1. Okay, now if I choose an x that is positive, I'm also going to get a positive value here, so that's not going to be very helpful. But say I choose a negative number, like f at negative 1, well, I'm going to get negative 1 cubed plus 2 times negative 1 plus 1. And so that, in fact, is going to be negative 2. So now I have a sign change. Notice there's a sign change on the interval from 0 to negative 1, which means there has to be a root on that interval. But the problem is I want the length of the interval to be 1/2. So all I need to do is split this interval. Oops, sorry, I was just having a moment there, wasn't I? I meant negative 1 to 0. We always should go from left to right when we describe our interval. Anyway, there is a sign change on that interval from negative 1 to 0. And so what I could do now, because I only want the length of the interval, this has length 1. If I want the length of the interval to be 1/2, then I'm going to just split this interval up. And so right in the middle is negative 0.5. So how about I go ahead and compute f of negative 0.5. All right. So this is going to be negative 0.5 cubed plus 2 times negative 0.5 plus 1. And if I type that in my calculator, negative 0.5 cubed, typically I should put that in parentheses, but because it's an odd power, I know it's not going to matter. Then 2 plus 2 times negative 0.5, and then plus 1. All right, now it's still negative. It's negative 0.125. Okay, so that tells me that the interval I could use is from negative 0.5 to 0, because I'm going to have a sign change from, it goes negative 0.125 and then it's positive 1. So I still have that sign change occurring on the interval from negative 0.5 to 0. And that's all I need, because that interval has a length of 1/2. So there is a root on the interval from negative 0.5 to 0, or in the interval. And the intermediate value theorem guarantees that that is in fact the case.